Hi, I'm Sain Chatterjee, and today we're going to talk about the political underpinnings of Indian online content control, a deep dive into Samir Raina's controversy. Let's begin by setting the stage. In early February 2025, two popular YouTubers, Samir Raina and Ralim Alabadia, sparked a nationwide outrage when a segment from Raina show went viral. The clip featured a controversial sexually explicit question posed by Alabadia to a contestant, which triggered a legal complaint under India's Bharatiya Navya Sanit BNS 22 shortly after various state institutions, notably the National Commission for Women and the Parliamentary Standing Committee on the Communication and the Information Technology stepped in. YouTube also restricted the episode in India, and Samir Rana took down all episodes of the show, citing mental strain from the backlash. The incident quickly evolved beyond a mere debate over vulgar content. It became a flashpoint of illustrating how public outrage can be harnessed by the government to expand a regulatory power over digital platforms. The Indian Supreme Court granted Ranveer Allahabadi interim protection but simultaneously barred him from publishing content, showing a dual approach of defending individual rights while hinting a stricter online content oversight. Why is it concerning? Because these are the events reflect selective enforcement of legal provisions already in place, particularly the Information Technology, Intermediate and Digital Media Ethics Code Rule of 2021. Critics argue that high-profile cases like this are used to justify broader and more intrusive regulations, such as the Draft Digital India Act (DIA). With its vague definition of harmful content, this approach to policy making could lead to a situation where free expression is curtailed in the name of moral policy. If we look into India's history, there is a precedent during the 1975 to 1977 where emergency under Indira Gandhi, the government imposed a strict censorship and even merged major news agencies to control narratives. Today, modern laws and amendments like BNS 2023 or the prospective DIA allow the state to target content creators by deeming material obscene or harmful, often without clear definitions. Politically, the Bharatiya Janata Party (BJP) government has emphasized a centralist digital agenda, especially with amendments to the IT rules in 2023, by labeling content as fake or misleading. Officials can bypass judicial scrutiny and remove or restrict it. Many see the timing of this controversy on the cusp of 2029 general elections as more than coincidental, positioning itself as the arbiter of public morality could yield electoral advantages. In the judicial arena, the Supreme Court has displayed a mixed stance on digital free speech, on ruling dismissed obscene charges for offensive languages and emphasizing it must incite lustful thoughts of violence to be punishable. Yet the same court called Alabadia's question a very dirty mind, suggesting a stricter regulations. This inconsistency can lead an environment where creators self-censor out of fear, because what might be acceptable today could become punishable tomorrow. Stepping back globally, platforms like Meta, a parent company of Facebook, Instagram, Threads, have provided featuring more like political content which critics fear might amplify misinformation and hate speech. Meanwhile, India's digital environment stands in the contrast to regulations like EU Digital Services Act, which places transparency and user right at its core. Instead, some argue India appears to be inching towards China's Great Firewall model, where state authority suspends democratic freedom online. So why could this be a problem later on? Because these measures can chill free expression. It's not about whether Allahabadiya or Raina's content is in poor taste. It's about setting a legal and social precedent that authorities can clamp down on any form of speech deemed inappropriate, potentially stifling dissent and public discourse in a democracy. With the government leveraging moral outrage, we could witness further restrictions on critical or satirical voices leading to a more authoritarian style of internet governance. In conclusion, the Samir Rana Ranveer Allahabadiya controversy underscores the complexity of digital governance in India. It highlights the tension between censorship and creative freedom, the power of the judiciary to shape online conduct, and the political advantage some parties might gain from such incidents. As creators retreat and self-censor under legal and public pressures, there is a very real risk that India's digital space, once teeming to diverse voice, may become narrower and less free in the coming years. Thank you very much.